territory, so just put down that shotgun and let's
A heapin' helpin' of John Wayne. I'm Bill Newcott, film critic for the Saturday Evening Post, and this is Movies for the Rest of Us.
Somebody ought to belt you in the mouth, but I won't. I won't. The hell I will.
That's John Wayne doing his John Wayne thing in McLintock, his 1963 comedy western and one of the biggest box office hits of a career that spanned 6 decades. It's also the John Wayne that most of his longtime fans remember, the drawling, brawling, two-fisted tough guy whose combination of common sense and common decency made his film characters irresistible to the post-World War II generation.
Hey!
But while there's no denying that classic John Wayne persona was the star's bread and butter, he really was an actor at heart, an accomplished screen artist who discovered early on that when it came to the big screen, less could be more, and that trademark mannerisms could be a convenient shortcut to connecting with a movie audience. Paramount Home Entertainment has just released a 14-movie John Wayne DVD collection, including films from 1953 through 1976. Now, that's a pretty big sample, and for anyone interested in understanding the surprising artistry of John Wayne, it's well worth sitting through over the course of a few weeks.
Well, you're down. Right in the middle of a big nowhere.
By the time he made Island in the Sky in 1953, Wayne was considered a serious actor willing to tackle a variety of characters. He was sought out by Hollywood's top directors, people like William Wellman and Joseph von Sternberg and Michael Curtiz, and of course, John Ford. Take Island in the Sky, for example. Director William Wellman draws a haunting performance from Wayne, who stars as the pilot of a military plane that has crashed in the mountains.
They're coming! Hurry, kid! They're coming!
He's cocky and confident at the start, but as the days drag on, Wayne's character becomes not only uncertain, but downright despondent.
Willie! McMillan! Start staying! I guess we're awful hard to see down here. Harder than we thought.
His fans seldom saw him this way, but still they made Island in the Sky a success. Not as big a success, though, as Hondo, another John Wayne film that came out just a few months after Island in the Sky. Here was John Wayne in full Duke mode, providing tough wilderness love to a kid who, to his mind, just needed to learn how to swim.
You can't what?
I can't swim.
How old are you?
6.
The following year, Wayne and Wellman teamed up again for another airplane epic, The High and the Mighty, about the crew and passengers of an airliner that runs into engine trouble somewhere between Hawaii and San Francisco. Again, Wayne plays a surprisingly complex character, a washed-up co-pilot haunted by memories of a tragic crash landing, who's now forced to take over the controls when the pilot freaks out.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Still, fans of John Wayne seem to prefer their Duke in a cowboy hat, and that's pretty much all they got for the last 20 years of his career. In the late 1950s and through most of the 60s, Wayne sauntered through a series of westerns like Sons of Katie Elder and Rio Lobo and Big Jake. They all followed a comfortable formula, usually culminating in a gunfight with a big bare-knuckled brawl tucked in there somewhere.
Come out onto the flats.
Wayne brought his cowboy sensibilities on Safari and Hatari in the Serengeti.
Yeah, the Doc's a great guy.
And Donovan's Reef, duking it out with Lee Marvin in the South Seas.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Still, despite their seeming superficiality, if you reflect on Wayne's films of this era, you may be surprised to discover themes of social dissonance. In Hatari, the aim of the hunters is to preserve wildlife, not kill it. Donovan's Reef skewers the American sense of superiority on the world stage. And although McLintock wraps up with a rather unfortunate spanking scene, supposedly inspired by Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew, the film's storyline is propelled by the hero's disdain for society's treatment of Native Americans. In the middle of this string of brightly lit, raucous action films, Wayne paused to star in one of the most thoughtful films of his long career, a revisionist western called The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Together with his longtime director John Ford, Wayne crafted what can only be described as a wrecking ball of a film, crashing through the Western mythology that Wayne and company had played such a large part in creating. Unshaven, unsteady, and unsure of himself, Wayne's tormented marshal seems physically exhausted by the weight of the frontier and the rough justice he's compelled to mete out. It just may be the finest performance of his career.
Drink around this counter.
We got plenty to do at home. Oh, what are they paying you guys for? Play! Be merry! Sing!
Wayne could well have won an Oscar for The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance or for The Searchers way back in 1956. When he finally walked off with a statuette for True Grit in 1970, most film fans agreed it was something of a Lifetime Achievement Award. But seen in the context of his later films, True Grit is a pivotal moment in Wayne's career. Playing a character from a popular novel this time, the star could not rely on his now familiar bag of acting tricks.
You never told me you had a wife.
Oh, well, I didn't have her long. My friends was a pack of river rats, and she didn't crave their society, so she up and left me and went back to her.
In many ways, Wayne invests more in Cogburn than he did in any other character he ever played.
Goodbye, Reuben, she says. The love of decency does not abide in you.
His name was J.B. Books, and he had a matched pair of .45s with antique ivory grips that were something.
When he made his last movie, The Shootist, in 1976, Wayne was already considering it his valedictory film. It opens with a collage of old film clips, tracing the star through decades of Western adventures, finally settling on the image of an old man, riding across the landscape, still tall in the saddle yet somehow diminished by age.
Oh, what can you do?
There's just very little.
With his old friend Jimmy Stewart sharing the screen, John Wayne, weakened by cancer and perhaps sensing his approaching end, listened with muted eloquence to his character's death sentence.
What you're trying to tell me is that Damn.
The John Wayne 14-movie DVD collection from Paramount Home Entertainment is on sale now.
Well, come to see a fat old man sometime. Yeah!